Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kriti Tiwari. As you all know that we are already doing World Watercolor Month and we have painted 17 paintings so far, out of which I think this was the one that we painted last day. Okay, and then we have done another mountain like this and then few silhouette mountains like this in the past, right? So now I thought about instead of mountain, why not we do a desert scene, right? Because this is something that we have not covered till date. And so yeah, here we are and we are gonna make a very simple desert landscape, because I wanted you guys to learn the technique of how to depict that shadow and light, etc. Right? We're gonna keep the sky pretty simple. Okay, you can make the sky of your choice. If you want to go ultramarine blue, go that. You want to do selenium blue, or you want to do purple, violet, it's up to you. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, to start with this, we'll start by wetting our paper. For anything that you're not getting in this tutorial, like the wet on wet technique, the wet on wet dry technique, the washes, right, flat wash, variegated wash, all this is part of my previous tutorial. So go have a look at the watercolor basics playlist and my Friday tutorial. It has a lot of tutorials and it also talks about these things. Okay, okay. So we wet our paper nicely so that there are no puddles. Okay, so I'm gonna make sky a bit blue and purplish. Okay, I'm using a quite watery version of the color. Okay, and then I also mix in some violet while putting the colors here. I think in order to make a good sky, the important thing is that you observe. So you observe, so move out of your house and look at the sky, observe, right? On daily basis the sky keeps changing colors, like there are so many variations, so observe. The other thing is you can do is like look at the photos, right? Look at the pictures of the sky and then ask yourself, if you were to paint this, how would you approach about it? How would you do that, right? So observation, not lot of people realize, but then plays a very, very important role. So observe how does it look. Okay, so as I said, we will be keeping sky like pretty simple. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I've just used two colors, mostly blue mixed with a bit of violet, purple, but not too much, right? So in this area I've just put something. Now if you want to add some like dark clouds, right, some dark clouds here and there, you can go ahead and add it. It will give a different feel to your sky. But then if you don't want to do so, you can just ignore these steps and jump directly when we are painting the sand, the desert area, right? It totally depends upon how you want to play with it. Okay, so now the sky is done and I'll start with this mountain. So it's not a mountain, it's a sand mountain, right? So basically there's a sand here, so which is sort of creating that. While I'm wetting my paper, I always use like clean water from my other jar. So there are two jars that I have, one for maintaining clean water, one for rinsing my dirty brushes, right? So for this one I'm gonna start with my yellow ochre. So the paper already has water, so I'm gonna take a color which is kind of a milk-like ratio, right? So this is my yellow ochre. So I took my yellow ochre and I start wetting the whole area. Okay, and then now I'll go ahead and add some burnt sienna to it. Burnt sienna, burnt umber, right? So on this side I will do the shadow. So this side would have the shadow and this will not have anything. So it's a plain area, right? So you see how that putting the dark color, leaving a bit of a gap, right? It creates that light and shadows feeling, right? So what I want to show is the sand is moving in this way, right? Slanting. So that's how the direction we are trying to give everything. So we are giving that direction, okay? Okay. So now we are using burnt umber. And I'm gonna make this a bit dark, the top part. Okay, just a bit dark, and then some strokes, darker strokes here randomly. Okay, somewhere, not everywhere. Okay. Now if you feel that it has become too dark, we're just gonna go ahead and then lift off some colors so that it is not that dark. Okay, now if you see, because my paper was still wet, it is like flowing upward. So what I'll do is, once this is dry, we can lay out the outline perfectly. Or if you have some tissue papers, right, with you, so what we can do, we can just dab this area, make sure that the upper part is also not wet, because if it is, it will happen like this that I did, right? So my upper part is also wet, and if I do this, my upper part also gets lifted up. Okay, so the nice way to do would be just wait till the paper is dried enough, and then we can do a nice outline here. Okay, so just showing you mistakes of what we can do when we don't realize, right? So we can make these silly mistakes that actually spoils the artwork. Okay, so to depict that light and shadow, I'm also making the colors a bit lighter on some areas. Okay, now I'm just checking, because this side is also wet and this side is also wet. What we can do, we can just wait for this to dry up, and then I can paint this area. Okay, so I have dried my paper, so this is dried up, and then we can go ahead and then wet this portion, right? Okay, now we'll repeat the same exercises. If you remember, we put the yellow ochre first, so we are gonna exactly do the same. So we are gonna put the yellow ochre on the whole sand area, desert, right? So this is what desert feel that we have to give. So one very important point that I want to highlight, that whatever sky you make, right, it also will depict what color of sand and how the light and shadows would play a role here, right? So if I make something a dark cloud, this would be like really dark, so this side would be too dark, this side would be equivalent to this one. So we'll have to apply those color variations as well. Okay, So now I'm doing burnt sienna on this side of the mountain. So I'm gonna call it sand mountains. It is like looking like that only, right? So yeah. Okay, and this time actually we can go ahead and make it pretty dark, because the shadow of this is also falling here, let's say, and from the top here. Okay, so we can go ahead and make them dark. Okay, so this is dark, and once it is dried up, you know that it will lighten up a bit, right? Now we can just do like some dry brushing on this side. Yeah, so we can do that dry brushing, so it does look like, yeah, correct. And let me just add some highlights to this. So we'll try to lift some colors from here and there. Okay, highlights. Okay, so yeah, I think looking pretty good. What I'll do, I'll just make this area also a bit darker because of the shadow that is getting created here, right? So this part would be like slightly dark, correct? Okay, so you see now how it is looking, and then I said we will recreate this one, right? So we'll just go ahead and do that for you guys now. So okay, and then I'll just fill it from the top. I will wash my brush and then we'll just blend it all together. Okay, so see how it is looking. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Now if you want to add like a camel over here or something, like it's your choice, right? So I am gonna leave it very simple. Next time when we do this kind of a landscape, we'll do a detailed one where we can have a pyramid, the desert, the camel, right? It gives you a very nice understanding of how it goes. So we can have a detailed one later, but for the quick ones, I think this is pretty good to go. So thank you guys, this is our day 18, and yay, in 2 days of time we're gonna wrap up all the Pearl Watercolor Month paintings. Total 20 paintings is what we are doing, and I am super grateful and thankful to everyone who is joining me. You guys watching this video gives me more confidence in creating these kind of videos, and it will also help me monetize my channel. So yeah, go ahead if you like my work, do like, subscribe, share, and happy painting. Keep creating guys. Bye bye.